Here, I haven't even had a chance to look at them all. Okay, so some will be for you and some will be for me if we can answer them, according to what Swami would think. This one says, can you explain the importance of, and I don't know what the word is, can you explain the importance of compatibility matching through Hindu astrology? You know, there's always this question that comes up about, marriage arrangements versus a love marriage. All I have to say is that it's already been predestined. It makes no difference which way you go. You're not going to miss the boat, because Swami says, before your barn, around your neck is an invisible garland. And everything in that garland is what will happen to you in this life. I've lived in America all my life, and marriage arrangements is not a part of our culture. Love marriages are. And what I have to say is not a whole lot of success going on with that right now. When my mom and dad got married, they lived in a smaller community. And they all went to school together. The families all knew one another. And most of them married within the community and married either brothers or sisters of someone else. So they had all known one another for a very long time before they even got married. So in some form it was kind of like arranging. But it seems to me, if you look at it from a logical point of view, that if you do astrology charts and if you try to arrange that there's similar backgrounds, to me it sounds like it makes more sense than just shooting fish in a barrel. It seems more logical because your mother and father know you quite well, and if they can arrange a similar cultural situation for you, it's less problems. Robert and I got married because we were attracted to one another. There's no doubt about it. I mean, when he seen me and I seen him, it was like, we both, and we didn't know anything about karma or anything else. And there was a song at that time that was very popular. It was called Destiny. And so we both were familiar with that, and it truly was our destiny. But you see, I was Catholic and he was Protestant. So his parents told him, whatever you do, don't marry a Catholic. And my parents told me whatever I should do is not marry someone that wasn't Catholic. So do you see what problems we had to begin with? We had very loving parents, both of us. And even though they objected, they didn't put up much problems for us. His brother did, never spoke to me for years and years and years, still haven't got the best of relationship. But we had a lot of barriers to work through just on the spiritual aspect of it, just on the religious aspect of it. So Robert, over years, finally took Catholic instructions and became a Catholic. And so we both end up in Hinduism. So, sometimes we make up such an importance whether the religions are the same. It's the heart that's important. It's the heart. And I sometimes wonder, because there was this challenge. I remember I had an aunt, and she said, it doesn't make any difference how you start out. It's what you do in your life that's important. And so I remembered that always. And maybe we worked even harder because we knew it was what our parents didn't want. But it took a lot of commitment on both of our parts. But what we have, I wouldn't trade it for the world. This is a funny thing, but I get ready to tell Robert a story. And I can just mention a line, and we both start laughing our head off. If he was a new partner, it'd take a 30-minute explanation, and at my age, the memory's not so good. So there's so many advantages And if you have problems, wonderful. If you didn't have them, what would you work through? You know, it's important. I used to always say, we don't love each other when we get married. You don't really know what pure unconditional love is. Only Swami knows that, and he's teaching us. But what bonded Robert and I was the struggles. The problems that we have with our own relationships, the problems that we have with the kids, the difficulties that we went through. We shared these together, and what grew as a bond was I knew he would be there for me, and he knew I would be there for him. You see, it strengthened us. So in the beginning, you're sharing a lot of negativity, because who can give pure unconditional love? If we could, we wouldn't be here. We're learning how to give it. And if we communicate like you so beautifully displayed, Swami's taught Robert and I what this pure unconditional love is. And if it wasn't for him and his masterful teachings, he's helped us so much, but it took a lot of effort.
Okay, first of all, what Swami says about astrology, he says it is truth. It's just the people who interpret it. And you have to be careful that way. Now, this question is basic. Can you please explain the parents were arranging their child's marriage? Well, look at it this way. If your parents arrange your marriage, you can always blame them. That's what some young adults said. And the young adults did a really wonderful role play in Chicago. Because there they have, a lot of Indians like yourself who have been in the West like Malaysia. And so they played the roles of marriage, arranged versus not being arranged. And what they finally showed was that we have to communicate and compromise, okay? That because someone is put in a position that they do, quote, fall in love because of the situation, you should not gossip about that family. There's a very dear Indian friend of ours back east, and his daughter at medical school met a Western man and fell in love. And the gossip from side devotees that he was a terrible parent was not nice, because that happened. Swami says gossip is the worst thing you can do. The tongue, you can fall and break your arm, but the tongue slips and it can last forever. So you have to be very careful about these situations. You don't know the karma involved. You don't know these things. So just give them love like Swami does. Swami never, when he brings people in, he would never say negative things about them like some people do. Will I be strongly attracted to a man Swami wills for me? Well, if Swami wills it, it's your karma. How many have read the book Song of My Life by Jeanette Crothers? Everybody order it, get it, and circulate it. Song of My Life by Narasimhan said, someday it'll be looked at as great as The Ancient Mariner. It was written like in a prose book. This girl became a devotee. She had 2 sons and a husband. The husband became an alcoholic.